go off.
I think that's so important, but I like that quote because I think it's true.
Mm-hmm. It makes you think.
You can't just take, what he's saying is you can't just take someone's word for it and, they're going to tell you, just like, the teachers in school, in high school, elementary school, they're going to tell you what's in the curriculum. That's what they're going to teach.
Exactly.
But if you want to know anything further or outside of that, then you need to do it on your own. You have to do it.
And it's something like, when I told you, a person who I really looked up to for a moment, I found out he was, nickel and dime in his own community. Umar Johnson, the thing that I liked about him, and it showed that you mature as your own self, is you could take the good that a person's giving you and still hold them accountable for the bad they do. You don't have to be apart or down with somebody when they do bad. But you be like, yo, that person, when he talked about that ADHD and ADD, that's on point. But the stealing the money for the people and not building that school, you should be held accountable for that too. You don't just, hey, I'm riding with him no matter, because people should not be lied to or been taken advantage of. Even though you're good here, I can't roll with that. I can't deal with the taking of the funds and not wanting to be asked about where's the money. That's raggedy, if I could say that on here. That's raggedy.
Say it. Preach. Preach, my brother. Preach. That's interesting. My word. That's my word. I notice I say that word a lot because a lot of things that you say are interesting. A lot of words that guests that come on the show have so much interesting things to say.
Exactly.
And very educational.
And shout out to the two past guests, Alicia and Chris, man, they both good people.
Yeah.
Very smart, very intelligent.
Yeah, they did, and each one of them brought something, I think that was just educational and inspiring. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what drives me to continue to do what I'm doing here.
And they both inspire me in their own way. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about inspiring somebody. You get to see them and they don't know what they're doing. How important
is that, you think, to inspire?
I mean, because when you inspire somebody, it's not like you told them or nothing. That's something you saw. You like, hey, you probably hanging off a ledge and you see them selling, lifelines on the edge of the highway. Give me one of those. I need one right now. Can I get one? You like, dang, you came in handy. You know what? Thank you, man. I like the fact your job is, man, you come at the nick of time, and it's, them two people are very good with
those
that.
Particular words could really save someone from doing something that they wouldn't normally do. Yeah, or something drastic that.
Because our society harps so much on the negative. I mean, you want to see people doing positive and, reward them by saying something nice about them doing something positive. Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, let's look at it. Chris selling water. He could have been selling something else. This man passionate is selling water. And, we love the water. You know what I'm saying?
That alkaline water, Family Springs, shout out, is very good. Very good.
And Alicia with the, facials and the little massage.
Esthetician.
I fell asleep many times in there.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely want to. Yeah, I'm waiting because this month she'll, speaking of that, she'll be opening up her studio this month, so we'll be able to make appointments. She'll be able to take reservations soon, you guys. So keep looking out for that. Listen out for that.
And that's crazy because those people don't have to do those things. Those they showing you a skill that they love and care for, and providing a service to someone else. Other people would be like, I don't want to do that for this. But, they have the gripes. But it's great that we have people that, are moving forward into like, hey, I don't want nobody to be my boss. I want to be my own boss type of deal.
Yeah. And I'm just glad to be able to promote something like this, being able to promote these wonderful businesses, and that's what gets me. That's what keeps me going. That that pumps me up is to be able to bring people on the show and promote what they do, and
exactly,
which is another reason why I wanted to bring you on the show and promote that education and especially because you have a degree in criminal justice. I just had so many questions about that, and I think those were important, about the gun policies and
exactly,
the importance of and what is criminal justice,
And I also wanted to say,
so I think that was very important.
Also wanted to say, you don't want to get hung up on a degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that, when you see people conversation, I know one time I was in the club and I had this girl, I was talking to her, and all she was doing was just talking about school. She was pummeling me to that with all her credentials. I'd rather be in bed. I mean, if you're going to talk that way, I'd rather be eating Cocoa Puffs in bed than listen to you babble about yourself.
Well, that's not the only thing you want to hear.
You don't.
That's not everybody's career path. And that's what I was saying, is that there are some brilliant people in the world who have multi-million-dollar businesses who don't have degrees, who decided that career path, that particular path just wasn't for them. So that's why I was saying that. So just because, you do have the degree, that was your path, that is what you chose to do. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean that next person is not just as, smart and educated. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Without that degree. So it's important to let people know that. Mm-hmm. Is if that's not your career path and you still have dreams and, please still strive for that. Because maybe the school is not, something that you want to do. But education, you can still get that. You can still go to libraries, like you were saying. You can still be self-taught. You can still read. And teach yourself, because there's things in school that they don't teach you. And Chris was just saying, even in college, taking that course, you were still lied to. So that is, I think, a very important thing, is saying that you still need to pick up a book and read yourself and discover these things in education, because it is, independent study anyhow.
Yes, I like to piggyback off of that. School taught me to think for myself and to be like, an independent thinker, and to, go against the grain on, testing things, like not just like, hey, you say the sky's blue. If I never look to see if the sky was blue, I need to check to see if the sky's blue. Look up, see it's blue. Yeah, it's blue. You have to confirm. Look up, see it's blue. Yeah, it's blue. You got to confirm. You can't be like, yo, that person's retarded. You tell me somebody's retarded. And I'm like, oh, he's retarded. But I've never talked with this person. I've never picked their brain to see where they're at. So you can't, that's labeling. You label somebody, you don't know them. Mm-hmm. And these people, everybody has something great to contribute. I believe everybody, every single body.
Do you think that people are kind of, I don't know if discriminated against would be the right terminology to use? Once someone knows, okay, well, this person has a degree, do you think that they're treated differently?
Well, you can say, because, sometimes in society, if a person knows you have something and you go, hey, I got this degree, they always got this thing about is how you present it. What the heck are you talking about? All the person should have to say is, I got this, when asked. You don't have to go around boasting and bragging about anything in life. Hey, you got a degree? Yes. Everybody in the room, raise your hand who got a degree. Boom, y'all be your little time. Raise your hand.
Okay. So you're saying that was a turnoff for you, for her, the young lady that you met at the club, that was a turnoff for at that time to just,
it was the way it was done.
Like, kind of like telling you her credentials.
It was the way it was done. Like, I mean, if you're going to do that, let's make it, and like how we're having right now, an open dialogue where you go back and forth. It was just, I felt like...
Did you get a word in edgewise, Chris?
No. I think I had to wait till I got home to get a word in.
Did she breathe?
Probably didn't.
In between words.
Probably didn't. Probably had me looking at the bartender like, help me.
Oh, okay. So you were waiting for your opportunity to kind of exit.
Where's a thirsty dude when you need one? You know what I'm saying?
So you hear that, ladies. Do not boast. right away. There's plenty of time for that.
It is.
There's a time and a place.
It is.
For that conversation. And not necessarily at the club when you first meet a man. Is probably not the right time to just,
I mean, let the music settle.
let out your resume and
exactly. That could be done in the privacy of on a lake or something. I mean, but with the music pumping, I got like 2 cups of alcohol in me. Right. I mean, like, let's be honest. I mean,
you're asking what kind of education. You might
simple
ask
stuff.
me.
Give me the what they say. Give me the daggone brief summary of it. Don't give me the book
not
report.
The whole journal. Not the whole book report.
Give me the summary and wrap this up like a wrap it up box. Let's get it done in 10 to 20 seconds.
Oh my gosh, that is too funny. Chris, I know I've asked you enough questions on criminal justice.
I know.
But now I definitely want to talk about some relationship topics.
Okay. Let me just, like I said, lean the page over towards me.
But is there anything else that you want to say about criminal justice before we leave this topic?
With criminal justice, I want to say that, school is great, like how you brought up. School is great, but I remember I used to, get on a coworker of mine's, like, hey, why don't you finish up school? Mm-hmm. When I finished up school, I got taught a big lesson. You don't have to. You don't have to. That's debt. Who wants to accumulate debt? You got to pay for it back. And, when you die, that still has to get paid. I don't know how.
So the debt is still there.
Yes, you still have to pay it. So who would want to do that? It makes sense.
The debt still remains even after you're dead. So who does the debt go to?
It transfers to your family member. It has to get paid.
So you leave them the debt.
That, like, you didn't leave here broke,
Woo! Goodness gracious.
Talk about, a revelation. So to finish school, make sure that that's your purpose, because sometimes it could be a hindrance. Shout out to the people who, finished school but couldn't find a job and still had to pay. Mm-hmm. All that money back after 6 months. They give you 6 months before they start coming after you.
You know what? And that's crazy, because you're saying even sometimes with a degree, and I know this, that sometimes with a degree, you still can't get a job.
Exactly.
There's people in certain situations that, you go to school all this time and still can't get a job, so they end up taking a low wage job just to make ends meet because they can't get a job in their particular field that they have that degree in.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens a lot.
That's why you got to be humble. Really. That's why you got to be humble, because you see people go to school. Oh, I'm going to go to school. I'm going to be a doctor and I'm going to do this and that.
And then sometimes they do not get in. They don't get accepted. And then you end up in a lower paying job.
Exactly.
You have all these credentials, but you can't use it.
You'll be humble. And if you're not humble, I'll roll up to Popeyes and that window roll down and be like, oh, there go you. Oh, my God. That high-paying job. Make sure I get 2 biscuits with the 5 piece of chicken. I want 2 biscuits.
Strawberry jelly, please.
I know that's not going to be messed up because you went to school to be a doctor. You know what I'm saying? And that jelly you brought up. I want my jelly, too.
Yeah, I want my strawberry jelly. Oh gosh, you know what? I shouldn't be laughing because that is horrible. And you end up working at Popeyes, and then because you go into school and you get this degree, and then you become arrogant. Mm-hmm. Thinking that you're better than that next person who maybe just went to community college.
Exactly.
Or just has a high school diploma, but they have a good paying job. They kind of did what was necessary and worked their way up and have a good paying job. Whereas you just finished and you're talking to them some type of way because you got this degree. Mm-hmm. You end up working at Popeyes because you couldn't get a job. Yeah. So you need to stay humble.
Like, okay, all right.
Because you never know when you're going to see that person again, or better yet, when you're going to need them.
That person.
If you need them.
You never
Something happens, you choke on a chicken bone, they walk in and you need CPR.
Yeah.
That's the only person who's around.
And that's a business decision for them. They're going to be like, yo, that person was a prick to me earlier.
Mm-hmm. Was arrogant and looked down to me.
Yeah.
So please, people, be humble. Be humble. Do not treat everybody...